How do you use images? The images that you use on, whether it's CD booklets or all around through the movie that's coming out in Insurgentes. How do you use them? Because you use them again. I think I go wow, because it's intriguing to me, and maybe it sucks me in to go, yeah, okay, I want to hear more about the music. I want to hear whatever. But how do you use them? How do you, when you're putting all that stuff together?
I think maybe,
what are you thinking?
Maybe we talked about this before, but I really love dream logic. I love the logic of dreams. In other words, I love what we dream has no bearing on reality. It's almost like improvisation. When we're awake, we're thinking.
So we are talking about dreams that while we're asleep, not the dream of.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about dreams in the sense of
Gotcha.
aspiration. I'm talking about dreams actually when we're asleep. When we're awake, we think in very kind of logical, linear ways, don't we?
Yep.
When we dream, we don't. And I believe, in a way, that's kind of where great art comes from too. A lot of my music and lyrics come from dreams. Because you make associations and you make leaps of logic and leaps of intellect that you would never make in a waking state. And the images kind of reflect that. I mean, I love a lot of surreal cinema. And when you see the movie, you'll see there's a lot of what people would say is weird stuff, surreal stuff, nightmarish, very abstract, just using the power of the imagination and the power of dreams. But at the same time, and the irony is that my lyrics are very much of this earth. I'm not. It's funny. A lot of progressive rock is about sci-fi and concepts and fantasy.
Yep.
Mine is not. Mine is very much
grounded. I thought
inner space, not outer space. I write about relationships. I write about women that have messed me up. I write about the state of the world and what I see on the news but ironically, I use or Lasser and myself, the guy who does a lot of the artwork and the films, we rely a lot on surreal imagery to kind of bring that to life. And I suppose in a way, in doing that, you're kind of removing reality slightly, just enough to differentiate it from reality. Because if it's just reality, it's no one's going to notice it.
Right.
But if you remove it just enough, if you can change the perspective just enough, it's that whole thing about how what was the name of I forget, Duchamp, wasn't it? Put the urinal in the art gallery and said that's now a piece of art.
Okay.
Very, very famous. One of the surrealist artists. Simply by changing the context of something, you make people consider it in a completely new way. And I think pop music has that ability too, to do that. So a lot of the imagery is to do with that.